Hello, my name is Starlight. Welcome to my YouTube channel, and I want to reach out to all of you and see how all of you are doing. I hope you were able to get out in nature somewhere and enjoy the beautiful sun. Enjoy it while it's here. In my area yesterday, it poured the whole, I wasn't in my area, but I traveled to New York City my first time, and it poured the whole day. Not poured, but it rained good, the whole day. And then when I got home, it still was raining. So, and that's why I had to get out today. I was out in it yesterday with my umbrella, though. And so anyway, I really want to reach out to all of you and see how you are doing. I hope you're taking really good care of yourself. I hope that you want to be a change that you want to see in the world, like the way I am. I am working on myself and changing so many things every day. It might be something that I'm thinking to say, oh, stop doing that, like I just did a few minutes ago before I started this video. Sometimes you have things that happen throughout the day of something out of your control. You might have been friendly to somebody and, they gave you the cold shoulder, and you gotta let it go. It is not anything to do with you, and so those are things that I work on. Those are little things that add up, and like you got to keep your thoughts positive. So and that's what I've been doing throughout, after I got home, is like to clear those thoughts out, not to hang on to those thoughts, and just really work on being positive. It's a challenging thing from day to day. And so anyway, I hope you really do. I hope you want to be a change that you want to see in the world. And that's what my YouTube channel is all about, is being that change. And that starts with me. It starts with Starlight. So anyway, I do want to reach out to all of you. And this is really kind of like, it's really for couples or singles. It kind of is for everyone, so mainly it's kind of focused on the guys mostly, but women are welcome to watch this video. I'm just here to help all of you out. If you are with somebody, I want to help you to, if you are involved with them and you love them, and, I want to help you so you can have that good, healthy relationship with that person. So anyway, before I get rambling on too much, if you're new to my YouTube channel, thank you for coming and watching my channel. And you want to get a hold of my channel, you can at Starlight. And that's Kathy with a K, Dingman, because there's lots of Starlights out there on YouTube, Plus, you could give this video a thumbs up, you could share this video, you could subscribe to my YouTube channel, and you could leave a message down below. Don't forget, like I've been, the notification bell. It sits right here, and also if you want, please, like you can reach out to me on Instagram, and that's at 1995 Starlight, or on Facebook at Kathy with a K, Dingman Starlight. So those are 3 ways you could send me a message. Don't be shy. And just like I did the other day, is I did put a video. It's called What's Stopping You, which that is about fear, so don't be afraid. I won't bite, just nibble. Just kidding. Anyway, I was able to get out today. Today is my laundry shopping day, so it wasn't my big shopping day. It's just like, Starlight wanted to really buy things for you guys, something for my background. So anyway, that's what I was hoping I was going to do today, but things kind of backfired in my apartment. And so now I'm here. I decided, well, that didn't go well. So, hey, if you want a computer desk, I have one here for free. I was going to try to move that baby and swing it around and use it, like as part of my YouTube channel. I was planning on really getting rid of it, but I thought of a crazy funny thing to do with it, but I really can't move it. So I have to take it apart. But I already took a picture of it, so it will be going on Facebook, but I know a lot of you probably live too far away to pick this baby up. And, I did want to just get rid of it. It's a nice computer desk. So anyway, besides Starlight just having one of those days with that desk, it's all clean now. So, that thing. My little bowl. So anyway, I do want to reach out to all of you, and I have seen a lot, like as far as relationships go, either something in my own past relationship or in other people's, or all kinds of different funky stuff out there when it comes to relationships. So I have learned a lot, and that's why it's one of my favorite topic to talk about. And today we're gonna get kind of intimate, like a little bit here, just to talk about real life and real things that really seriously do happen in relationships. So I am not afraid to talk about sex. I'm a very open person. You ask some of my family members. Of course, I don't talk to my son about these kind of things. His face would be beet red. He still goes to church, so so those are things I would not be talking to my son about, but some of my other family knows how open I am. I can pretty much talk about any topic under the sun, really. I like variety. I don't want to talk about the same boring stuff every day. Starlight is not, I need to have something to talk about. So anyway, this is about relationships where, I've watched throughout my life, either other people's lives, where, there's some, problems going on, in their relationships, or, other people's relationships where things were not working out right, where, most men are in this category, not all men are like this, so there's not a whole lot of men that are not like this. So this might not be for you at all, but this is for some of the guys that are out there that do struggle with this, especially when they start off, in a relationship. Men are so differently made than women as far as sex goes. Really, I didn't know a lot when I started out. I was very ignorant, and, my body was different, compared my age to like when I was 15, compared to a boy 15 years old. I had no clue what my body could do or anything, at that age, because I, wasn't starting out, quite yet at that point, so, and then boys, they get, depending on how they're brought up, really, it has a lot to do with that. And, there's some boys, depending on how they were brought up, where they have more control over their sex drive than other boys, depending on how the parents bring them up, where, like I had strict rules. My son came from a Christian background family, so we had strict rules long time ago, because we were in a cult church, and because of that cult church that we were into, we had, we weren't even watching TV, number one, so number two, the guys, were, and the women were, if you were single, you were taught not to even physically touch yourself sexually in any way at all. Absolutely not. And I didn't agree with that when I was going to that church. I'm like, you really are causing, men to go in the wrong area, because really they were made the way they are, so I understand that, but, it's kind of strange with, I'm not a guy, but from what my outlook has been on men is, the more you do something, as far as sex goes, or even if you're just by yourself, pleasuring yourself, sometimes you want more and more and more, where guys are, a lot different than females, where females, they might pleasure themselves, but it doesn't mean that they necessarily need it every day, where I've known a lot of men in my lifetime where, you know, they wanted to have sex every day, you know, and that note right there is, you know, and this title is, I know what I'm going to call it. I mean, like, I don't have it labeled right now as I'm talking to you, you know, is you want to have sex, but she doesn't, or something like that. That's what the name I'm going to be having this, you know, is pretty much, you know, there's a lot of men that desire to get intimate with their wife or their girlfriend, and, you know, like, I've heard this one before, I have a headache, you know, like, where the girl will say, I have a headache, you know, where, I'm not going to mention any names, but I do know somebody, that, you know, like, they were trying to get some whoopee, you know, some sex from their wife, and she really did seriously say that she had a headache, more like, I don't want to have sex with you right now, or whatever. And it wasn't the first time, believe me. So anyway, you know, because this happens sometimes where a guy wants to get intimate with his girl or wife, and you know, where it can cause a lot of problems where she might sleep on the couch, you know, because he might wake up, you know, and that feeling like, you know, like, and that does happen. You know, they get aroused in the nighttime or whatever, and they might want to snuggle up to their loved one, and you know, it is strange, you know, like, all women are different. You know, you could snuggle up to your loved one in the middle of the night, and really want to make love to her, and she might be all about it, and like, hey, I'm sleepy, but hey, okay. You know, where other women be like, leave me alone, go back to sleep, please. You know, so, whoopsie, I don't know why that little bow. So it is kind of strange how, like, guys and girls are different as far as sex goes. And anyway, you know, are you having that problem with your loved one? Like, guys, are you? You know, is it that you want to, you know, like, get close and, you know, like, make her feel good, or make you feel, you know, you want to pleasure yourself by, you know, like, making love to your wife or your girlfriend? Or some people will have other words for that, like they just want to have sex, you know, or just, you know, like, do it kind of thing. And I don't want to swear, I swear enough on these things, but you know, there's dirty talk that you know, men and women can do if they are into that thing, you know. So it all depends on the couple, you know. Some people don't feel comfortable talking dirty in the bedroom scene, you know, so it is, you know, like, you gotta feel each other out and find out, hey, do you like to talk dirty? Send them some text messages, see how they respond, and if they, you know, like, respond, or maybe they won't even respond, you know, if they're not into it, or maybe they're busy at the time, you know, like, you might try to do that with your girl, or, you know, your wife or girlfriend, or even girls, you might try to do that with your guy friends, or, you know, like, your boyfriend or your husband. You know, maybe you like to spice things up, and Starlight does. She likes to spice things up, you know, like to get him, you know, get him all worked up, you know, for later on when he gets out of work. He's like, you know, get him so sexually frustrated that, you know, like, he will be so happy to get done with work that he'll just want to come home, and, like, you know, he's going to freshen all up. And so it is beautiful when it works that way, where you can kind of tease each other through the day, and get him worked up, you know, let him know that you're thinking about him and that you're desiring him. He needs to know that, you know. And this is, like I said, this video is for men and women, but mainly on men. But men, why do you think she doesn't want to have sex? Now, she might have a reason. Maybe she's not feeling good. That's a good reason. Hey, I really do have a headache right now, or I'm not really feeling up to it. But she's got to be honest. Sometimes girls might say that they don't feel good, and just for an excuse, just to, but she really needs to be truthful. Like, right now, I'm just not in that mood right now to have sex. You know, and depending on where you are, where are you? You know, like, you might think that you're, you know, a lot of you might think, hey, I'm home. But, you know, that doesn't always happen. You know, there's people that have sex all over, all different places, you know, out in the woods, in their car. You know, there's so many places. You can go to a lake, you know, and you know, and nobody's around, you're like, hey, nobody is around out here, you know, like, and so, you know, where are you? You know, like, you gotta ask yourself, okay, where am I at the time? You know, is there something going on with her at that time? She might be on her monthly. Yeah, guys, that, I know, I had to bring that up. But, you know, that could be a big reason why she doesn't want to have sex with you. You know, hey, give her that time. You know, and I have to, this is really gross to bring this up, but I'm gonna, because this is why I'm here, is to bring this stuff up. Is, you know, I have known this throughout my life, and it is a very bad thing to do, but there are some guys out there, they don't care. They don't care if she's on that rag. They don't care if she's bleeding. They don't care if she's on her you know, or her monthly or anything. They just want it. They don't care, blood or no blood. That they're out there. I am telling you. I definitely can tell you that. And there's women, you know, really, there's women out there that don't mind, you know, like to do that. And then there's another set of women that don't want to. And sometimes they get pressured by their loved one and they want to satisfy their needs. And they know that they're begging, you know, to have sex with them and stuff like that. And they, you know, like, they might end up having sex with them just to keep them satisfied. And even though they know it's disgusting and gross, you know, but they are there for their needs, you know, where really, guys, if you're that guy, or maybe you were that kind of guy that it was, you know, was with a girl, maybe an ex or somebody, and you're like, you know, maybe you were really young, you know, like 19, and you might have had a girlfriend or something, and, you know, like, and you're like, hey, you know, like, hey, my friend's buddy, my buddy here is ready for you, and you're like, you know, and, you know, a lot of times the guys will, you know, they keep track of when she's on a monthly or not, you know, whether she's on that rag or not, and they're like, oh, she's on that rag, I know, she's not going to want to do anything, because, you know, it is gross, it could be really messy, you know, like, it really could, you know, so I'm, like, disgusted by even thinking about it, really, you know, so, guys, you know, like, I got some good tips for you on that part, is, you know, you want the most, right, out of, you know, like, making love. I hope it's just not, you know, there's all kinds of relationships out there, and I know there's a lot of dirty talk out there. Some people, like, they say, I want to F you, you know, and like, hey, baby, you know, like, I'm like a naughty girl here. But, you know, they might talk dirty to their loved one, you know, as long as they're comfortable with that. You don't want to do that with a girl. That is definitely not. You might get, you know, they could really tell you where to go after that, you know. So you really want to get hooked up with the right kind of girl for that, you know, for dirty talk. Because not all girls, you know, there's girls out there that will not do that. They do not like that. It could be a big, huge turnoff, and, you know, your relationship might not work with that particular girl. So, guys, you know, like, I don't know who's going to watch this video, but if you're really young and you're really horny as heck, you know, I'm going to blade out there, really, you're so horny, you know, they do say that sometimes guys get so horny, I mean, that you gotta really, you know, like, kind of lock them up a little bit. Really, their hormones are really so heightened, and it's because they're, you know, like, the more you feed it, the hungrier it gets, right, guys? You know, the more you know, self-pleasure yourself, you know, like, the hungrier you're gonna get for it. So that it is all about control, and I'm not a guy, so I can't really speak for you guys on how your body parts work, but this is my observation as far as men goes in my life. You know, it's kind of like a lot of different things in life. The more you focus on that stuff, you know, and you get, like, more hungering for it. Especially, I know the guys, they get super, super horny when they're young, and who knows how long. All guys are different, how long, you know, they want to have sex 3 times a day kind of thing. You know, like women, you know, and it's kind of funny how that works like that, you know, and so really, guys, when you want to have sex with a girl, right, is it all about you, or is it about her? Yeah, is it all about your needs or her needs? That's a very important question to ask you. So if you're telling me, you could be lying to me for all I know, I don't know. You could be saying, oh yeah, it's for her needs, but really deep down inside, you know it's all about you. Not all guys are like that though. There are some guys, and these are the best to me. They're the kind, they got their it together. They really do. Is the guys that say, you know what, I'm going to take care of her needs first. That's a very wise man. You know, a very wise man when he's like, you know, like, I'm going to wait. I'm going to control myself here. I can do this. I'm going to focus on her. I'm going to make sure I give her all that I can for her. Give her all what she likes. You know, like, you know, at the right timing, guys. Not when she's on her monthly. Please, please, hold, you know, control yourself. You know, please don't, like, don't get her to feel guilty about your hormones at that moment. You know, let her have her time on her monthly. You know, like, and really, you know, like, as far as having sex every day, you know what I've learned throughout my life being a woman, having a woman's body here, I can't tell you about all the other women. I only could say for me, as far as what I've experienced with men, as far as sex goes, you know, like, yeah, Starlight could have sex every day and then enjoy every bit of it. But you know what I've learned is, and you know, I'm old enough now that I don't get my monthly anymore. So I can't say, sorry honey, but I have my monthly right now. So there's no excuse right there, you know, like, as far as me saying yes or no, you know, like, saying no to a guy right now, because, you know, that's not there anymore, you know. So, anyway, on that topic is that, what I've learned, and, you know, like, with a guy and a girl, is that, guys, you know what, you'll get more out of her if you give her her time. You know, like, on her monthly, let her have her monthly, let her get over that, you know, like, you know, like, she can help you in different ways, you know, like other ways of having sex, but really to have intercourse with her, you know, like, you know, like, have, do other stuff. But really just try, you know, like, work so hard, not thinking that you got to actually, you know, like, have sex with her while she's on her monthly. You know, she could be there for you through that horrible time that you're going through, you know, when you're just like, she's on their monthly right now. So you got to be creative in different ways. Let her just get through that time, you know, like, and, you know, the reason why she might be saying no, other reasons, depending on where you are. Like, say if you're out in public and you've been running around all day long, and maybe you're the kind of guy that is like, hey, you know, like, maybe you took a nice nature walk, right? And nobody's around, you know, there's no cars at the place. Maybe it's a nice quiet hiking place that you know about, or maybe it's your own land somewhere out in the woods, or wherever you are, out somewhere far away in the woods somewhere, you know, without kids around, definitely, you know, like, you gotta really think when you're doing this stuff, make sure there's no kids around. And you know, you might be like, you know, it's just me and her, we're out in the woods, and, you know, like, all girls are different, you know. Sometimes they might say no on a spur of the moment. You might be in a mood, or in the car, you know, like, somewhere out in public where you're like, hey, you know, like, you might tease your girl, you know, whether you're married or not. And, you know, you just like, and then those don't have to be the, you know, the long foreplay. This is kind of one of those things that Starlight makes jokes about, but, you know, this is where it could be kind of more of a quickie kind of thing. You know, where, you know, this would be something that you're not going to do a whole lot of foreplay because you're out in the middle of the woods somewhere. So it's just a quick kind of thing. But you do want to enjoy it, though, is, you know, out in nature somewhere, or wherever you go. I mean, there's people who do all kinds of stuff, all different places, you know. Sometimes if they can go into a restroom somewhere you know, somewhere, and you can both go in and nobody knows about it. People do that kind of stuff. I mean, it's all kind. It's just endless of places that you could go out in public. And she might say, no, sorry, but I don't want to right now. And you'd be like, huh, I've been working up for this, I've been thinking about it all day, like, she looks really good in that skirt today, or those shorts that you like, that you picked out for her, and you've seen her bend over a few times, and you're like, huh, I just gotta have this right now. And she might turn you off and say, sorry, but right now is not a good time. And even though she feels good, even though she's not on her rag, guys, all girls are different, and depending on what you're going to do with her and what you expect from her, like, and really we don't, actually I have to backtrack what I was going to say. Sometimes, guys, we know exactly what you're going to do from one point to another if you're this type of guy, where sometimes guys do the same thing over and over again. Every single time they have sex with you, it's like, okay, let's say, like, let me think how to word this, where, let me think, I gotta be creative here. Maybe you have a banana, and you're like, hey, would you like this banana, and she might be fine with that, but maybe she's not fine with that. Girls can be picky. Some of them can be picky. If you've been running around all day long, and maybe, started off early, you've been doing this and doing that, well, to be honest with you, there are some girls that like things very clean, where, this, I'm really going deep here. So anyway, is, she might like you to be really clean, where, like, if you've worked hard all day long, like, and then you didn't take your shower yet, and you're like, hey, would you like a banana? And she's like, a banana? She might say no to that banana. And, because you got to understand, like, not all girls are the same. And if you're not a girl, they might know things that you don't know about, and of course, with you being a guy, you might know things that we don't know about, like in different situations where, and, like, if the girl's not clean, like, she might not want you if you're not clean, like, if you're expecting that, if you're not clean in that area, like nice and fresh, she might pass you up because she knows stuff that you might not be aware of, and it might not be the greatest time for that, where you might have to think of some other stuff instead of bananas at that moment, So the other thing that she might say no to is maybe, like, you want to do stuff with her, and she might not be clean. Well, she cleaned up in the morning, or maybe the night before, or whenever she does her cleaning, but now she knows that, hey, later on in the day, she's not going to feel fresh anymore, and, like, and depending on what you want to do with her, so all women are different, like, where she might not feel clean, depending on what you want to do, and, some girls are super clean that they, like, they want to get in there and get in a shower before they have sex, and other girls could care less. I don't want to make this too gross. I could go further in that, but I'm not going to. So I do want to be as clean as possible on this, but I know some information. I just don't want to gross you all out. So, those are reasons why she might say no. Now we're going to get to the serious part. Now, those are some of the reasons why she might say no, because the timing might not be right, depending on what you want to do, like, especially if you want to go down on her, and, like, she might want, she's like, nah, right now it's not a good time, like, she might want to freshen up for you, and, so I am not going to apologize for this. So now we're going to get to the really nitty-gritty other reasons why she might say no. How has your relationship been? Like, yeah, how have you been treating her all week? Have you been rude to her? Have you, like, been mistreating her some way? You know, have you not been communicating with her? Because that really is a big, big thing that can happen. Is there issues that you guys have not worked out, in your relationship, where it could, like where, if you, it's so important, like every day, like to always, if there's an issue that pops up, either you might have an issue with her or she might have an issue with you. So it is so important that you communicate. If there's no communication for a while and all that stuff is, it could build up a mountain inside of her mind or in yours, where now you got all this, you got shit going on, in your relationship, where maybe you haven't been respecting her, maybe you've been a jerk, and sometimes that happens in relationships where the guy is not respecting his girl, whoever he is with, not that he owns her. I mean, maybe, like if you're into that kind of thing, like if you are disrespecting her, or maybe you hurt her feelings, she might close you off. She might shut you out because you hurt her and you haven't even told her you're sorry. And now, like females are very emotional, and guys are too at times. They can be emotional. They have feelings, so you might have just need to work on you and your relationship. Find out what is it that you're not facing, as far as your relationship goes. Or like, and also trust issues. Have you been faithful to her the whole time? Because this is another thing that goes on, and other reasons. There's so many reasons why she could say no, so, like, have you been faithful to her? Does she trust you? It's very important. If she doesn't trust you, or if you've done something bad in the past, or maybe she has. It could go both ways on that. If she has done, maybe she was unfaithful to you, or you were unfaithful to her, those could be definite reasons why she doesn't want to have sex with you right now, or other different times. Also, it's so important to understand where your loved one, what their past was like. Do they ever tell you what their past was like? Do they ever say that anything happened as far as sex goes? Like, did she ever get abused sexually? Did she ever get raped? Like, did she ever have, like, problems with her family members? Was there ever, like, any incest stuff going on in her past? Was she beaten before? If she's that type of girl that has gone through some horrible stuff as far as sex goes, like being mistreated or raped or like sexually assaulted some way or another, that could be a big, problem. And if you don't really seriously know why she's not wanting to have sex with you, how are you in bed? If you are just to go with her and to get your own needs met, and that's all it's ever been, you're just like, kind of like some, like you're, going with like a robot, you just get in there, do your thing, and then leave. Get in there, do your thing, and leave. Get in there and do your thing and leave. Well, you know what? After a while, in the beginning that might be fine, but after a while, she's going to feel used by you, and she's not going to feel, she might have sex with you at times, but, like it's too, like, robotish, like where you're not making anything interesting to her, like where, but you got to get to know the girl that you're with. You got to find out what she likes and what she doesn't she like, because sex shouldn't be boring. You really need to add some spice to your life in that relationship to see, hey, what do you like? Do you like to role play? Ask her, say, what are your, things that you don't, is there anything you want to try? Be that guy that's willing to try different things. Be adventurous when it comes to the bedroom scene. But, it's not all about in the bedroom. You really do got to think of how have you been? You know, have you been slacking off in the house, not doing your part? You know, are you only giving 30% in the relationship? You know, are you even giving 50? Or are you giving more than 50? You know, there's so many reasons. And other reasons, you know, and I'm not going to say that this is happening, but, you know, if, and, you know, like maybe you don't know how to turn her on, you know, and that's a very dangerous thing. You know, like you need to know about her body parts. Maybe you don't know how to get her to have an orgasm. You know, like, do you know how to get her to have an orgasm? You know, communicate with her, ask her, hey, you know, like when I do this, do you like it? And do you enjoy what I do? Or is there anything I'm doing wrong? Is it, you know, like some girls, they don't want to tell you, you know, because they don't want to hurt your feelings. But sometimes, you know, and I'm sorry to bring this up, but I have to say, here we go. Throughout my whole life, really, I have, and this is embarrassing to say this, but I'm being real with you, is throughout my whole life, really, I have never met a guy that really knew what he was doing when it came to going down below on me. You know, so it is strange, you know, like where they're not doing their homework. You know, they're not finding out how to pleasure her in that way, like going down on her. You know, I don't get no complaints here on how to go down on a man. But, you know, are you doing the right stuff? You know, like, you know, you might want to go down on her, but she's like, really? It's painful. I really don't want you to go down there. Sometimes this what happens is sometimes guys actually think that they're doing a really good job, and they don't really know because they're going by her sounds and how she sounds. They're like, oh, I must be doing something good. And really, to be serious with you, depending on what you look like, I can't see what you look like, but we're going to get really deep on this. This is really only for adults here. You know, like you got to be 18 and older. So really, if you got like, you really want to take care of yourself when it comes to that. You know, really, you want to make sure, you know, like, are you taking care of your beard? You know, your mustache and stuff like that? Because whether you know this or not, girls can be sensitive down there, and if you're not taking care of your facial hair, you know, like, yes, I did say that, is, you know, like, sometimes guys are really, really, really seriously hurting the women more than they're actually making her feel good, you know, where, you know, like, it could make her be in pain, and she might be making noises, and, you know, like, it might sound like she's having a ball, and really, she might not communicate with you on this, and you might be causing her more pain than good. You know, so they do have videos out there to teach men how to, you know, like, they actually took fruit. I seen this, I don't know what kind of fruit, I forget what kind of fruit it is, sorry about that, my little bow, you know, where there's a video out there. You might want to learn how to eat, like, we're going to just be funny, peaches, you know, how to eat a peach. It must have been bigger than a peach, but, you know, maybe a grapefruit or something, I don't know, you know. So there's videos out there if you don't know what you're doing, or you might want to communicate, you know, like, with her. You know, you might need to educate yourself a lot on the female body. Learn how to, you know, like, there's other body parts that you have, you know, like, you can use. You know, some guys, they feel they're small in size, and don't let that bother you, believe me. There's other, you know, you got so much other things that you can do. You know, don't let that be the end of the world. Is, you know, use your imagination. Find out how to pleasure please her in different ways. You know, keep things interesting, you know, as, I know, like, I can't speak for any other girl out there, but size is not everything. So don't get all hung up over the size. Just remember, you got other body parts that you can work with. You got fingers, you got, like you got to use your imagination. And if you don't know how, don't be embarrassed. Check on Google it, Google how to make a girl orgasm, by using your fingers or whatever. You really do. You want to really know what you're doing, because it shouldn't all be about you. If you love her, learn how to please her, where she'll be screaming and wanting you to come back for more. You do. You want to, it's all about pleasing each other. It should not be you first. You should be thinking about her first. Take care of her needs first. Make sure she gets all that she needs, so that she wants more later on. And I know this is going to be a little longer than I was thinking. I don't want to do this in 2 videos, but anyway, I'm going to go continue. And speaking of that is, you want to educate into communication. Don't be embarrassed. Hey honey, especially if you're not getting it, there could be a problem there, and she might not, want to tell you, I'm sorry, but you hurt me. It doesn't feel good. I don't get off, when you do what you don't know what, they're not going to want to really say sorry, but you don't know what you're doing down there. They're not going to, want to voice that to you, because then it could really make you feel like shit, So, they might just go along with stuff just to satisfy you, and make you think that you're doing a good job, but you might not. But if you're a guy that knows what you're doing, hey, congratulations. I'm handy here. Shake those babies. So if you do know what you're doing, congratulations. That, you really, and I'll tell you what, if you get her, screaming back for more, you'd be surprised of all the stuff she'll do for you, and throughout the week, she'd be like, hey, would you like a glass of water, honey? And that's how I am. I love serving my man. I'm always, if he's sitting down, would you like a drink? I'm definitely a man that, I always wanted to be a queen and have a king, to serve him, make him feel good, if he's busy, I want to be there to help him, if he's outside working, hey, would you like any water? Check up on him, make sure he's doing good. And so anyway, the other thing is, I talked about the educating yourself, and find out how to, and you got to communicate with her, and ask her, is there anything, get involved. Don't, and if she says stuff to you, and sometimes your woman might say, say if you asked her, hey, would you like to role model, and she just tells you that, yeah, I wouldn't mind if you dressed up like a police officer. Don't get all upset and bent out of shape. Be thankful that she suggested it, and don't look at her like, oh no, she's one of those girls that are going to eyeball that, every time you go out in public that you're thinking that she's going to eyeball the police officers. Hey, you could be that, you can arrest her, put her in her place, give her what she, really give her what she wants, but you gotta communicate with her, find out the things that she does like and don't like, and don't get upset with her. Don't let that go in your imagination of, oh, every time I see a police officer, you could be that cop role. That's what's so fun about it, You can, have fun with it, use your imagination, you could surprise her one day, knock on the door, and, she's like, and, you don't have to show up in your own vehicle, but if you have a way of showing up at her house without her knowing, and knock on a door and make her think the police is after her, you could just say, yeah, this is the police department from whatever area you live at, kind of scare her a little bit, and then, ta-da, there you are, use your imagination, sex shouldn't be boring, and but you really do, you gotta communicate with her, find out as many things as you can on that. And you know, I was going to talk about something that's so funny. I think I forgot all about what I wanted to say, darn it. But you really do, you want to communicate with her and tell her what you like, you know. Oh, that was the thing, is yeah, you don't want to, you want to make things interesting with her. And you know, I've noticed that there are guys that will, this is the order, okay? Every single time they have an order. You know, like, you're both clean, okay? She's not on a rag, all right? You all are done with work, you're both clean, you're ready, right? It's the time that you're ready, the timing is right, the place is right, everything is all set up, and you got this habit of, like, all right, first we're gonna do this, you know, like, we're gonna kiss each other for a while, get all that energy flowing, you know, like, all that stuff flowing. You know, you're getting that build up there, and first, you know, like, either she goes down on you or you go down on her. Then, you know, like, you're gonna, now you got it in your mind, you're like, now after we get done with that, because you want to start there first before you get all dirty. Now, there are some girls and guys that get into the dirty sex, you know, where they have sex and then they go down on each other. You got to find out, is that girl, does she want to do that? You know, like, don't assume that she's going to want to do that. You know, guys, some guys love to test their women out to see, hey, you know, like, is she willing to do this? You know, where they get off on that stuff. You know, you got to find out, is that girl going to want to do that? You know, not all girls want to do that. They might want to do things in a certain order. You know, be clean first, you know, have everything clean, and then, you know, go down on each other. And so then after that, you know, you're like, okay, after we get done doing that, you know, like, and now I'm going to put her in this position. And then you're, you know, you're doing your thing. And then you're like, okay, now I'm going to get her in this position. And then we're going to do it this way. And then the next time you do it, right? Now, you know, it's another day. And then you're like, okay, we're going to go down on each other. I'm going to get her in this position, do that for a while. And then, and it just, you know, it's like, please, stop. Don't repeat the same thing. Oh, you know, it shouldn't be where she's like, it's been like a month later, right, after all this, and you're like, she's laying there, okay, we did that, now he's going to get us into this position. And after that, you know, get her like so lost that she don't know what the heck you're up to. Believe me, you know, like, I know I like to get surprised. You know, mix things up. You know, there are some men that all they do is I'm going to say it, I'm going to point blank say it, they get lazy. Guys, don't get lazy during sex. You know, like, there are some men out there, all they want to do is to get in that bed and, you know, like, spoon, you know, just, and they're not getting any exercise, you know, and then you wonder why she's not interested. There's no excitement going on. You know, like, you're going to put her to sleep. You know, she's going to want to have more excitement than that. If you want her coming back for more, you got to find out what she's into. You know, I only can speak what I'm into. But your girl is totally different than me. Find out what she likes. What is her favorite position? Does she like doggy style? I'm not going to list all, you know, like, what does she like? You know, does she like to be on her back? You know, find out or look online. They got all different, you know, you might have to work on some other kind of, you know, like, positions. You know, don't do the same positions over and over in the same order every day. Do you like going, you know, this drove me nuts before about Monday through Friday through, you know, Monday, you know, through the work week, you know, wake up, you know, do this, do this, do that, go to work, come home, eat, you know, it gets boring after a while. You want her to be excited about you, you know, like, and, you know, where you don't want her to look at anybody else, because if you're not going to do a good job and she's lacking, you know, like she's not getting her stuff, you know, like you're not pleasing her and her needs, you know, you can't be selfish when it comes to sex. Really, it's a give. You know, you want to give. Don't think, you know, it's all about you. You know, just, you know, like, and like I said earlier, you got to treat her good, though. You know, straighten up your mess that you got in your relationship. If you got stuff, you know, put your pride down. Work on it. Work on your relationship. Then, you know, like, and then gradually you can, you know, take her out to dinner, buy her something. Let her know that you're sorry for messing up. You know, like, you might have done stuff, you know, where, you know, like, you want to have those doors open. You don't want them shut, you know, because you don't want her going out and looking for somebody else. You got to keep her pleased, you know, like, and satisfied fully, you know. And that's the other part I was going to mention, is about, like, you know, like, there's some guys that want to have sex every day, and there's nothing wrong with that. But what I'm going to give you some tips on this is, like, say if she doesn't have her period anymore. Okay, the period is out of the way. She doesn't have her monthly anymore. And you like having sex every day. It's like, oh, I got to have sex every day. You're young. Well, actually, if you're young, then, I mean, unless you're with an older lady and she doesn't have her period anymore, we'll say it that way then. So the period is not an issue. You really, to give you a good tip, she would get more out of it, and you will too, is that you don't have to do this all the time, but, you know, like, maybe have sex every day, like 3 days in a row, okay? Boom, boom, boom. You know, like, get her worked up. Make it feel good. Then take a break. You know, like, you can do other stuff, but really, if you could have her do different things besides having intercourse with her, save that. Just leave that part alone for a while. You know, because really, that's why I say size doesn't really matter, is because if you let her wait a while and you don't have intercourse with her, let her go down on you or you go down on her, pleasure please each other that way. Give her some days off, because then when you go back, everything, like on a body part, on a female, I can say that I can say this because I'm a female. You might not be aware of this, but maybe you've studied online and know how this works. But if you wait some days, you know, take like 4 days off. Yes, 4 days off. Take 4 days off without having intercourse with her. You can have her, you know, you could pleasure her down there, you know, like you know, like, or give her a banana. You know, you could do that, and just be that. Leave the rest alone. Leave that down there alone. Don't even, you know, don't even use toys on her if you do that kind of thing. You know, you gotta be, and when you go back with her, it will feel like the first time all over again. She'll, you know, because everything kind of, you know, if you overdo it, you know, like, she stretches, and that's why size doesn't really matter, because really after a while, you know, depending on your size, you know, it's all going to feel the same in the end. It really, size does not matter. You know, you could be really huge, and after a while, when she relaxes enough with that size, you know, like, it's not going to feel any different. But then if you wait some days and then go back to her and then give it to her, and I mean that in a good way, you'll be, wow, this is really nice. That Starlight chick is right about this. This is really cool. You know, it will feel like it, you know, like a first time, because now, you know, like, it's just the way the body parts work on a female is like, the more you use it, you know, you're gonna, you know, stretch things out, you know, where, by not having it so much, you know, it actually will be more pleasuring for both of you. You know, she'll be, wow, you know, like, and you will, you know, you'll know the difference. And, you know I did really get deep in this topic, but, so those are some tips about sex as far as, you know, like, guys. So really, guys, you really got to make sure, number one, is that you really, work on your relationship with her. communicate with her. That is my biggest tip for this whole message, you know, like, and hopefully I didn't get you guys worked up too hard. It was too funny, you know, like, and if women are watching this, I hope you get help too, because this is really for guys and girls on this, but mainly it's really focused, you know, like, respect your women, you know, like, on that is to love them. Don't just treat them like, you know, like a hole in a wall, you know, because if they feel that way, you know, then they're going to get turned off on what you're trying to really do. So I do love all of you. I really just want you to, if you are married or if you are in a relationship, I want you to have the best relationship you can get with her, you know, and work on yourself. Really work on your attitude. If you've been a jerk, if you've been mouthing off, saying stuff in the air, you know, like, and making her feel less of a female, you know, you kind of get what you deserve. You know, and I love you. It's just that if you're going to disrespect them, they're going to react, you know, action, reaction, you know, whatever. Oh my, sorry. And so I hope you get a lot of help from this, and go online, check out how to do this, how to get your girl out, you know, like, get her to explode. She'd be like, wow. You want her to, you know, like, get so, like, out of it, like, you know, get her where her body, you could do this, you could get her paralyzed, you know, like, in a good way, where you'd be like, she'd be like, her hair will be all over the place, and you'd be like, huh, what happened there? You know, you want her to come back for more, so, you know, get her excited, find out what she likes and don't like, so important. And hey, you might want to, you know, like, look online, find other things to do, other positions, you know, how to do this, how to do that, you know, learn about that female body. It's so important, you know, to get the, you know, that way you both will get the most out of it, and it won't just be you, you know. So anyway, I do love you, and I know this is definitely adult material. Don't show this with your pets, okay? Anyway, this is Starlight, and I love all of you, and you could give this video a thumbs up, you could share it, you could subscribe to my YouTube channel, plus you could leave a message down below, and don't forget the notification bell. And if you want to leave a comment, like I said, you can down below. And also, if you want to reach out to me on Instagram, is at 1995 Starlight, or on Facebook at Kathy with a K Dingman Starlight. So anyway, I do love all of you. This is Starlight, and I'm so sorry this is long, but really it's so important to really understand the girl that you're with, or maybe a girl, maybe you're not with anybody, maybe you have a friend, you know, that way you know all the do's and don'ts out there, you know, before you get hooked up with a girl. And because some of you are single, you know, you might be single. And anyway, I do love all of you. This is Starlight. Love and light.